Ole'Pops here. It's Tuesday. Keeping with tradition, I'm smoking my Ole'Pops Carolina Gentleman. And I got some Tennessee Sunset in it. My first impression was it was good. My second impression was it was good. I still think it's good. If that don't suit you, well, I got some fish heads for you. I've been working on a pipe for a good friend of mine, a real good friend. He wanted me to make him a poker. I've been working on it. Had to take me a break. Had a lot of carving to do on it. I got a bunch of briar dust up in my nose, so I had to take a little break. Sat out here sanding on it last night. About the 5th storm in 2 days blew up, drove me inside. I think we've had electricity for about 6 hours in the last 24. You ever reach a point in your life when you say, well, that's the last thing I ever want to do? I thought the last thing I ever wanted to do was hurt somebody. But I found out it was still on the list. We got our disability checks. Me and Jilly Darling went to pay the bills end of the month. Jilly's got back issues. Been going on since 2011. She now suffers from dementia and Alzheimer's. She's 62 years old. She only draws disability for her back. I read a statistic the other day. It said 1 out of 5 people suffer from dementia. Of course, the stats vary between men and women, with women being a little bit higher on the whole. Of course, it made sense. I think men drive women crazy a little bit more these days. It just made me wonder. If you're 1 in 5 to suffer from it, I just wondered, was it possible to enjoy dementia? So I made it my goal in life to see that Jilly Darling enjoys dementia. I have epilepsy. I used to have epileptic seizures. We've got it under control with medication now. It's been a while since I've had a full-blown seizure. I have tremors, and I still stutter sometimes when I talk, and I still have symptoms of it, but it's been a while since I've had a full-blown seizure. But neither of us, my point is that neither of us draw Social Security retirement, just disability. We don't have any other insurance besides Medicare. And we live on a very fixed income. Our income covers our bills and our groceries per month. And we barely squeak by, but we do squeak by. I'm not begging, I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, I'm not asking for help, because we do squeak by. Now I know the good Lord and Jesus does love me. I do know that. I'm convinced of that. But karma must think I'm some sort of asshole. Because I signed on to my mortgage account to pay my house note. And my home lender, for the third time in 5 months, has raised my house payment. This time, it was to the tune of $60 a month. And I called them to find out if it was just a one-time thing. But they told me, nope, it was going to be, every month. Their reason was that my escrow had been reevaluated. My escrow doesn't come up for reevaluation until October. Same time that my insurance comes up for reevaluation. I asked them why, and they said that it was a problem with my insurance, so I called my insurance company. They said that they didn't have nothing to do with it, but they did tell me that the policy that I had been covered with for the last 20 years, coming up in October. Of course, they bundle my house and my car, and the car insurance that we have is just cheap. You can't get this kind of coverage anywhere else. But the house note, the house coverage, they're not going to be able to cover it anymore because they're discontinuing this policy. And they're going to have to shop my house insurance. Well, we've been in this house for 20 years, like I said. And the house is 20 years old to us, and it was 11 years old when we moved in. So it's 31 years old There are repairs that need to be done on this house. And at this stage of the game, we can't afford to make the repairs. There's 2 air conditioning units that don't work. That's just one thing. In order to reshop this insurance company, they're going to have to come make a house inspection. No one's going to reinsure this house for the price that we're getting it for right now. And in order to get it reshopped, it's going to cause our escrow to go up again. Now, let me explain something to you. The house to my left is owned by a rental company and a mortgage company together. The house on my right is owned by the same rental company and mortgage company together, as is every house on this street except for mine. When the people that sold this house put it on the market, that rental company snatched it up. They've been doing that every time somebody puts it on the puts a house on the market. They've been doing that for the last 10 years, until this rental company and this mortgage company owns every house on this block. They've been begging me to sell my house to them, and I just won't do it. Julie Darling and I are down to $15,000 paying this house off. $15,000. Now, we were blessed to get it at the price that we got it for. We didn't pay a fraction of what it was worth. And in pristine condition, it's worth almost twice what we paid for it. Actually, it's worth more than twice what we paid for it. But in October, the clock starts ticking. They've revamped this house over here, and they're getting $1,900 a month to rent this house. The one over here, it's a 2-story. They've revamped it. They got chandeliers, new floors, new ACs, and they're getting $2,400 a month to rent that house. Our house payment started out $630 when we bought this house. It's now $806 a month. They've jacked it up that many times. Turns out that the real estate company, or the real estate company that bought this company in conjunction with the home lenders, is the same home lender that owns our mortgage. They're going to have to pay me to leave. I'm going to make them pay me to leave. We have until October, because our loan comes up for reevaluation in October. It does every year. They revamp and reevaluate our escrow every single year. When they do this year, we're going to have the house inspected. When they figure out that we're not going to be able to afford the house insurance, they're going to put us on a clock. At that point, I'm going to have to sell the house. I'm going to have to take what I can get for it. And hopefully I can get enough to buy a little piece of land and a modular home or something. I just don't know. We already know that. We already know that they're going to make us have to leave. They're going to force us to sell. They may even force us to sell to them. But they've started a war. The trouble with doing business with assholes is that they'll drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. You ever seen a kid smile on a crowded elevator? Have you? At that level, the whole world smells like shit. It does prove my theory that gravity is a myth. The world sucks so bad that we just can't fly off of it. You're never too old to learn something stupid, I reckon. Well, y'all pray for us. You know, knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. War doesn't determine who's right. It determines who's left. And this ain't over till it's over. I'm Ole'Pops.